Hi guys, this is Sir RJ and today I'm going to teach you how to prepare your drawing sheet. So for this one, we need your T-square, your paper, and as you can see, I've already set my paper with masking tapes. And this one is a box that I'm going to use as my drafting table. You will also be needing a number 2 pencil, a technical pen, a ruler. This is just optional. A triangle, or actually any triangles will do. So start with uh, preparing your drafting or drawing paper is an essential part of the drafting process. The paper that we are going to use is a coupon bond paper, a short coupon bond paper, 8.5 by 11 inches. Now I'll be giving you several measurements for the border and such, and we will be using a mix of the metric system and the English system. So the rationale of it is some measurements are better in the metric system, some are good in the English system. So we are making use of what we have. Okay, so to start, we are going to set our border with a 0.5 centimeters. So using your T-square or using your ruler, measure 0.5 centimeters from the edge and put a light mark. So if I'm going to use my T-square, I set my paper in such a way that one of the centimeter mark hits the edge so that it will be easier for me to count. Okay, since I've already set my 0.5 here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a triangle, and I will create a vertical line for it. So there you have it. You have your border now. Now the border is actually a final line. When I say final line, it should be ink. So we are going to use a technical pen to ink our final line. Now in inking, you have to be careful not to create over marks. It's also useful if you will use your technical pen and draw in a rather swift motion, because if you draw slowly, the ink might get smudged. Now we are going to use this portion to write important details of your plate. So we are going to allot two segments to write on. So what are the specifications for them? Since in here we use the metric system, that is 0.5 centimeters. For these two segments, we are going to use the English system. Okay, so from the bottom part, we are going to allot 1 inch. Using the pencil again, mark the first inch. We are also going to allot a ½ inch measurement from the bottom. So the marks should be on the 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And then we are going to create a straight line there. Like so. So you see, these two are also final lines. So let's ink those lines. Okay. So the next would be, these two lines will be divided into 3 different segments. So the measurements are 4 inches, 4 inches, and the remaining measurements. So from the leftmost side, we will mark 4 inches, and then on the second, 8 inches. Now I suggest, if you want to create a straight line, you have to measure also at the bottom part. You may use this method, or you may just use a T-square, since it can create a vertical line at 90 degrees. There we go. So that is also a final line. We are going to use a technical pen to ink it. Now this is where it gets interesting. On these segments, we are going to actually emulate or copy a grade school pad paper. So we are going to put line guides for them. So the measurements would be, so again, put your ruler on the side of these segments. Now you are going to place a mark on one graduation before or after a line. So for example, on the top line, mark the first graduation, and then on this line, on the middle line, mark another graduation on top and another graduation below. And for the bottom line, mark one graduation above. And then between the two marks, mark the one that is in the middle. So the marks would be on the second, the fourth, 5, 6, 7, and 7th graduation. So 2, 4, and 7th graduation. And then we will create lines for them. And you have to employ patience while getting the correct mark, because it is quite challenging to align your T-square with the mark that you made. Okay. So it looks like this. Let me try if I can lift it up and show it to you. Can you see it? Okay. Now these lines are not final lines, meaning they should remain as pencil marks. And what will we do here? So in the first row, first column, this is where you will write your surname. And you have to use the line guides so that letters won't hit the final lines. And then on the bottom part is your first name. And then on the middle is the plate title. What should be the plate title? The teacher will give you your plate title. And then here on the middle would be your section. And then on this part, this is mandatory, you will write T L E ten. And then on this side would be the date. Now those things that you have written are actually final lines. So you have to ink those final lines. Okay, afterwards, we are going to erase those pencil marks. So while erasing, you have to do it gently. You have to be careful not to tear your paper. So there we go. I hope you were able to get what I'm trying to say, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.